I am a very passionate person. I'm so loyal to the core, especially to my friend about my friendships. But one of my bruises is the fact that I've been hurt a lot by my friends because I'm in this needy state. They unconsciously speak in condescending manners. How dare you dream big? Who are you to dream big? Who are you to even have dreams in the first place? Like, I came by British Airways, guys. You can't take my faith away from me. Someone can knock on my door tomorrow and actually tell me that I'm moving out of Cardiff. I'm moving and then I have to leave everything I know. That is how uncertain this system is. I don't like being misunderstood, but I get misunderstood a lot. If you're a displaced dreamer, oh my God, I need a break. I'll be back. I don't want to give people an idea that everything is all rosy here because I post very fine Instagram pictures. I want people to see the raw, unfiltered Teejay as much as possible. That's why I decided to start in my bed and go to a very nice background, which you'll see later. Whew. Today's episode is titled Displaced Dreamer, actually. And I picked that combination of, the combination of words because I am one. I love the fact that some of my dreams are actually coming to pass, even without me having a lot of what the society wants me to have here. And I'm really grateful for that. So this is more like a kind of a vulnerable segment, or let me say vulnerable podcast, but at the same time celebrating victories, positives and wins. And just really keep it real, basically, period. This podcast is an offshoot of a video that I made recently, like a few months ago, actually, regarding the situation of immigrants, especially asylum seekers in the country, and my frustration about it because I am one as well. And I got a lot of positive receptions actually regarding the video, and I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna shed light on struggles, victories, and nuggets. I decided to do something different. I just wanted to do like a mini vlog, say the things I'm grateful for, discuss life lately, and then we go into the bruised section, and then we go into the bloom section. Lately, I'm really grateful for life. I'm grateful that I can breathe. I'm grateful that I can smile regardless of what life has thrown at me. Now, without further ado, let's go into life lately. I'm still in between, like looking for a permanent job. As you all know, I did an apprenticeship in theater YOLO, and my apprenticeship was really lovely. I loved it. I would have loved to learn more practical things in my apprenticeship, so that's what I want to do now going forward. I've done 5 films in total. Produced 5 films. Not done, like produced actually 5 films because I'm an actor. I want to transition, add theater production to my art. Sometimes because of the realities of the struggles of the industry, you have to create your own work yourself. Come with me to the bruise room. I don't like being misunderstood, but I get misunderstood a lot. And the reason is because one of the major reasons I believe is because, especially in this environment, I'm in the UK, I'm in Britain, I'm an asylum seeker. There's a way they perceive you to be. There's a way the society has placed you on a pedestal of they not wanting you to dream big. You're not supposed to dream big as an asylum seeker. How dare you dream big? Who are you to dream big? Who are you to even have dreams in the first place? And it's bad enough that the government or some of the people in the government are making it that way, including the news, the media. But it hurts a lot when it comes to your friends, right? So these people come. So I'm sharing my own personal experience now. They come as, oh my God, we're going to help you. I'm going to help you do this. They take that, maybe like even used clothes, like they don't want anymore. They want to give charity. So you become a charity case, right? And for the longest, I've been a charity case for a good number of my friends that I started with, back back. Well, yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. And they're like, oh yeah, it feels good, I think, if you help someone, right? So, and I really appreciate everyone that has really helped me so far. Honestly, I'm not even blaming anyone for helping me or any charity. Shout out to all the friends, all the charity, whether current friends or ex friends. Shout out to all of you for helping me out at one point or the other. But I'm sure I've also helped a lot. So I am not a liability. I also do volunteering. I also help in one way or the other. So I'm very big on mutually beneficial relationships. And this is what I've always learned from Nigeria. But I think because we are here and the society has placed a limitation on us, asylum seekers, or people like me, when you go out and you mingle with friends, or when I go out and mingle with friends, the way some of them, some very unconscious statements and unconscious mannerisms and the way they think, the way they talk, it reflects, how they perceive you. A friend of mine once said to me, oh yeah, if they arrest both of us, they're not going to detain me, they're going to detain you, and I'm, because I have my paper, she said it. And it's it's statements like that that gets to me, that aches me. And somewhere in the corner of my mind, I'm like, do you even know who I was before I came here? And who I was or what I've achieved before I came here has not changed. I'm just in a transitioning mode. I'm in a transitioning process. And I've heard, people say, oh, I'm just trying to help her. Why is she having an attitude? She's not meant to be rude. I am not even a rude person, but if you disrespect me, be prepared for whatever reaction you get. I don't know if you get me, but before, like, I'm someone that I give you a very, very, very long rope to pull, right? But it gets to a particular point, you have to put boundaries. You have to say, enough is enough, especially because you're a human being. Forget immigration status, forget the fact that we all came here and we're all looking for whatever. Like, my immigration status does not define me. And so if I've condoned your disrespect, or you putting me down, or you telling people about me, saying, oh yeah, I am helping her, she should be grateful. And even though it's my opportunity, whatever thing that happens next, like cutting you off, should not be a big deal, should not be a surprise, because this is a very no negative zone. This is how I have been able to thrive regardless of whatever life has thrown at me. I do not condone any negativity. I do not condone anyone that will put me down. I do not condone anyone that says something is not possible, especially if it's something I am seeing inside of me. I am a very insight driven person. Or let me say foresight driven person. I have my own vision. I have my own goals. I see things before they happen. I have that gift. And so when I say I want to go for something, I have most likely prayed, fasted, been sure, been convinced, been double sure, triple sure. I've confirmed from a good number of people, professional, spiritual people, and whatnot, before I embark on that journey. That is my personality. And so when I am on my journey and it looks as if because she's an asylum seeker, she's a sanctuary seeker, she doesn't have a document yet, oh, she cannot do that. It's okay for the normal human mind. But it tells me a lot about who you are, especially if you are being negative. And you see that I'm taking deliberate steps to fulfill these goals, to go for what I want. And then some of them are even guys, and then they make condescending statements to you. It takes a lot to keep standing. And that's why I titled this episode, Dear Displaced Dreamer. If you are out there and you are in any situation that seems as if you are displaced in any area of your life, you don't even have to be an asylum seeker. You might be waiting on God for whatever. I am waiting on God for my status to be granted to me. You might be waiting for a child. You might be waiting for a husband, a partner. I'm also doing that. By the way, in whatever waiting season you are, and you have that dream inside of you, and it's looking like everything around you is not, working towards it. What about what is inside of you? Sometimes I go back inside. That is how I learn to go through the situations, and I triumph. I triumph, sorry, for the th. I triumph because I go back into myself. I go inward. There's a statement Cindy Trim makes a lot. She says, why are you thinking about having the American dream? What if God wants to give you a dream for America? And it shifted the way I started thinking. I started to see myself as more, regardless of what my environment says I am. Oh my God, I'm so teary right now. But the thing is, though what people see are the accolades, the recognition, oh yeah, she was able to do that. But there's a lot that goes behind that TJ or Lakojo brand that people don't know. There was someone that came that approached me recently. He said he wanted to feature me on his podcast. And I was a bit skeptical because I'm like, am I ready for my story to go out? So I eventually agreed. But before that, I told him one of the things I'm saying right now. I said, I'm an asylum seeker. Can you tell from my post online? He said, no, I didn't even know, but that makes your story more interesting. I said, oh, good. That means I'm doing a good job hiding it. Right? So, that brand that people see, it looks all glitzy, especially to people that are not even in the country yet, and I really want to come into the country, considering a lot of insecurity happening in Nigeria and a lot of kidnapping and stuff, right? The brand looks glitz and glam, but that's why I decided to put on my profile, inspired by pain. So this podcast as well is inspired by pain, transformed by hope. But on my Instagram bio, I put inspired by pain, birthed by divinity. I know why I did that, because my spirituality, my faith is very, very intricate to whatever success you're seeing today. I have so much faith in God, in the person that created me. And that's why I believe he is real, because I've had several encounters. I know that there are lots of doubts and evil that happen in the world that makes people say, oh, if your God is real, someone actually told me one day, he said, this is your God, what has it done for you? It's like, if your God is real, why have you not gotten your status yet? Flash news. The fact that I'm able to wake up every day, I open my eyes in that bed that I did that, the first section of this podcast on, and I'm able to see that I'm still alive is a miracle. Because there was a time I actually didn't want to be alive. And there are even nights that I actually don't want to be alive. There are mornings where I wake up, I open my eyes, and I realize, oh my God, you made it, you're still alive. And the fact that I am alive reminds me that there's a definite, specific purpose to my life. Now, how is this status going to come? I don't know. I am doing all I can physically. It's just like now, if I cannot say because I'm a Christian, I should not read for my exams. I'm going to fail. It's just the same thing. I'm doing all I can physically and even spiritually to make this work for me. But I cannot limit my Father. I cannot limit my Creator. I cannot limit the one I know, my God, to an immigration status. I cannot limit him to that box, because he's much more than that. There are lots of evils that are happening in the world. He has set in place systems. He has set in place people. He created the world, and he created systems and structures, and he put human beings in charge of those systems and structures. So when one structure fails, a lot of people are quick to blame him, but he has done his part. That's why he placed man on earth to have dominion. Oh my God, I don't know why I'm preaching, but that's the truth. He placed man on earth to have dominion, to take charge. So whatever is happening and is looking like a malfunction, most likely is a human being factor, and I'm not going to blame him for that. Are there times that I felt like he has failed me? Yes, many times. but I have a conversation and I go into his word. I'm a Christian and I decide to live by the Bible and it's working for me. I know it is working for me because my scripture says that faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. And I have held on to that substance. And you know what? I live by faith every single day. I've come to understand that faith is much more about the process than the product. Faith is more about who you are becoming than what you want to receive from God. And that is why I decided to say I'm birthed by divinity. If not for him, I'm sure I would have died. I wouldn't have made it this far. I am 100% sure. You don't want to know. I have a lot of stories to tell, but this is one of my bruises. I am a very passionate person. I'm so loyal to the core, especially to my friends, about my friendships. But one of my bruises is the fact that I've been hurt a lot by my friends because of who they think I am, because of the perception of the media and the society. So because I am in this needy state, they unconsciously speak in condescending manners, unconsciously want to take my credit, and unconsciously want to always be in charge. And when I decide to stand up for myself and place a boundary in place, then I become difficult, quote and unquote, difficult to work with, difficult to relate to, stubborn. I've been used, a lot of words have been used for me: inconsiderate, selfish, because I've decided to stand up for myself. There's a point every displaced dreamer has to get to. You have to say no to preserve yourself, because that dream will eventually come true. But when you get the dream, who will you be at that point? I'm trying to protect this seed of mine. I'm trying to protect myself because I know I have a seed inside of me. It's the seed of divinity, the seed of purpose. I know I carry something regardless of my physical circumstances. I do not allow my environment to influence what is happening on the inside of me. Oh, my Bible also tells me that I carry this treasure in earthen vessel, that the excellency of power might be of God and not of me. So I know what I carry, regardless of whatever the Home Office says. I know that greater is he that is in me than he that is in the world. And sometimes when it gets too much and I want to give up, and friends have actually messed up, and the Home Office has messed up, guess who is in that room with me, or in this room that I'm filming with me? God. The times I want to take my own life, I hear those things in his word that I have filled up myself with. You are the head and not the tail. You are above and not beneath. You are made in my image. He said, I have engraved you in the palm of my hands. I have loved you with an everlasting love. Imagine I don't have those words. And I don't know that the creator of the universe actually cares about me because he has inspired someone years ago to write it down. Do you know what would have become of me today? You wouldn't have seen a Teejay that will receive an Afro Ball Award, culture shaper. Really? Culture shaper? I was shaped by God. And I'm still being shaped by God. So you can't take my faith away from me. And if you're a displaced dreamer, oh my God, I need a break. I'll be back. Like I was saying, if you are a displaced dreamer like me, stay true to your core. No matter how hard it is, no matter how crazy life becomes, hold on. Stay strong, stay steady, but don't be afraid to cry. Don't be afraid to acknowledge that you're weak, and don't be afraid to be vulnerable. Being vulnerable to the right people, yes, but sometimes we don't even know the right people. Because one of the things that helped me in this asylum journey is speaking up. I spoke up to different organizations and people to help me, and amongst them were these friends of mine. So yes, We will see people that will want to tear you down, including fellow asylum seekers. Some of them will say you're doing too much. Even if whatever, it's not even about asylum, whatever struggle you are in life, they will want to tear you down because they don't even see themselves past that. And who are you to say you want to go above that? Hello? I don't know if you get me. So stay true to your core. Is there really a dream in your heart? I usually ask people that, we talk, some younger people come to me and then we just discuss. And then I ask them, when you were a child, what did you see yourself becoming? What was that dream that you so longed for? What is that thing that you've always wanted to become? What is that person you've always wanted to be? Where have you always seen yourself? Don't be afraid to dream regardless. I think I'm going to have to close with this. I think this whole journey is more about who I am becoming rather than what I'm going to get after it. This process has taught me patience. This process has taught me about human beings, how people think, because I was much more like a caged child. So I didn't even know people. I didn't know how people would think, So this has taught me resilience and has made me way closer to God and has strengthened my faith. There are several times I used to doubt then, is God real? Does God exist? There was even a time during my undergraduate days, I asked, are you real? I tell people, this is an institution for me. Asylum is an institution for me. It's a place of learning, rigorous learning. Yeah, I've been displaced several times. I've lived in different places, moved about 10 to 11 times now. I can't count. I've lost count within almost 5.5 years, actually. And it's been hard. It's been tough. But I'm still standing because I chose to hold on to my faith. I hope this has touched someone or made an impact in someone's life today to tell you that no matter how, displaced you are, or no matter how your circumstance, how tough it can be, because sometimes even this situation I'm in is uncertain. Someone can knock on my door tomorrow and actually tell me that I'm moving out of Cardiff or moving and then I have to leave everything I know. That is how uncertain this system is. Not all asylum seekers are actually, what you think they are. And we're all human beings. And there's actually one thing I remember when I was preaching this podcast in my podcast class. I said not all of us came on a boat. I came by British Airways. So not all of us are thieves, and more asylum seekers are not thieves. We are human beings. And those that even came on a boat are still human beings that need help. My message to the displaced dreamer out there, like I've been saying, don't stop dreaming regardless. I'll see you guys on the next episode. I hope you guys have learned one or two things, and I also need some encouragement. Okay, guys, see you soon. Bye.